Hello and welcome to my channel, She Speaks To. Today I just wanted to give a travel update on Liberia thus far. It's been interesting, I'm Liberian, but I've spent most of my life in the United States, so even for me, there are still cultural differences that have been funny, that some have been very frustrating. So I just wanted to update you guys. If anyone was to travel here, just be prepared. Nothing is done immediately. Everything takes more time than takes in the United States. Even, for instance, going to a restaurant, and even the best restaurants, it could take up to 45 minutes to an hour for you to get your food, and that's just something that you just need to deal with. And you'll get your food. Let's say it needs garnishments. Is ketchup garnishments? I don't know. Let's say it needs ketchup. So let's say you need ketchup or sauces. So they'll bring your food. Sometimes you won't get your drinks with your food, and then you will ask for ketchup, and then that might take another 20 minutes or so. The drinks, even when you ask for them for cold drinks, they are always just, if you like icy cold drinks, just be prepared to have cool drinks. That's the word I'm going to use. So let me get started. I made a list of 5 things to get used to, so let me get started. So number 1, so I'm only speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for the whole country. I'm not talking about economic status of the country, how others live. I'm only speaking for myself. So we live in a home quite similar to a home that you would find in the United States. It's very comfortable. We have all the appliances. We have almost all the appliances that you would have in the United States. So we have a washer and dryer. We have a microwave. My husband bought a stove. He bought a gas and electric stove. So it has 4 gas tops, and then the electric stove, 2 electric stoves and burners in the middle, and then an oven that he told me was gas and electric. Try to warm up some pizza, something in the oven. It turns out the oven is only gas. I haven't used gas appliances in like, I don't know how many years. Don't know how to use them, and I know that once you get used to them, they're fine, but we have not used the oven. So we have almost everything that I would have in the United States. So imagine if you had an electric company where you're supposed to get your lights and your air condition that comes on periodically. You don't know when it's going to come on, and if it comes on, it could be 2 hours that day, or it could be all day, or it could be for 2 days in a row and then be gone for a week. So that's kind of what we deal with here. And so mostly everyone who can afford it will have a generator. So we have 2 generators in the back, and they're housed in a locked house. We have 2 generators. We have a big one that's more powerful, and then we have a smaller one that we use if we just want to put like a couple of air conditions on. And then LEC, which is the electric company, will come on periodically, and we have a light that is hooked up to that we can look at and say, in the back, that we know that LEC is on. And when that's on, of course, we don't have to use the generators. So electricity has been very unreliable for the most part. We have used the generators, which can be very frustrating because you can be in the middle of getting dressed with LEC, everything's going fine, and then all of a sudden it's like complete darkness, and you're just looking around like, okay, so someone needs to go put the generator on. And then speaking of that someone, we have, let's see, well, I'll talk about that later. So electricity, we don't have a home phone, and most homes don't have a home phone. Everyone just uses a cell phone. Everyone has a cell phone, and that's what is used predominantly here. The currency is about 200 Liberian dollars to 1 US dollar. So it's kind of weird when I'm sending, I have house help. I don't know, I don't want to say it a long time ago when I was growing up, they would say house girl. And I don't know if that is a right way. I have house help. I guess in America you would say a maid who works Monday through Saturday. So if I send her to the grocery store or to the market, You know, she'll tell me, when I first came, she would tell me stuff like, okay, we need to get onions. Onions are $250. Let's see, garlic bulb is like $50. And then you're like, oh my gosh, but that's in, you know, Liberian dollars. So when you do the conversion, let me do the conversion. So $250 for some onions. Let's see, $250 for some onions. It's like $1.57 in US currency. So, you know, that's a lot to get used to. So I have my little, I'm kind of anal, so I have my little cheat sheet. I wrote my little market cheat sheet so nobody can be like, no one can inflate the prices on me. But they probably still do, because by the time I come up there, they can tell I'm not from here, so I don't know. Anyway, so talk about the currency. So with your appliances, it's best to have a regulator. If you have American appliances, that way it regulates the currency. So for each of our appliances, because our microwave has already blown out, so we have a regulator on that, the washer and dryer, on the TVs, important things. So every one of the appliances has a regulator. And I think that's, and then like I said, the home is pretty similar to what I would live in the US. So I mean, the style is, one thing I can say about Liberian houses is they are very colorful. Like I'm probably going to change the wall behind me, but the wall behind me is green. I don't even need a green screen because the wall behind me is green, and then I can put any background. It's easier to do a background because I already have a green screen, but it's just a green wall. There's probably about 3 or 4 colors in our house alone of different walls. So there's like purple in the bedroom, there's green here, there's pink in another room. The Liberian houses are very colorful, and also the exteriors are very colorful. So that is one thing that's different than the US. So number two, home life. So in the US, I am a registered nurse. I work full-time. I have children. So every once in a while, I would hire people to clean my home, but that's a luxury. For the most part, it's me and my husband and the kids helping out. So here in Liberia, I have house help. She comes Monday through Saturday. She does the cooking. She does the cleaning. I'll go to the grocery store, or she'll go to the grocery store. So that frees up my time. And gosh, when I first got here, it's really weird to have someone do something for you that you can do for yourself. But I recognized that I needed a break. I needed a break. The lifestyle in the US is so fast paced. There would be times where you know, I would make breakfast, clean the kitchen, make lunch or make dinner, and find myself not have left the kitchen for about 3 to 4 hours of my day. And so I am so appreciative of house help that I get here. I'm so very appreciative. And we have a nice lady who, I wanted to say a nice girl, but she's in her 20s or early 30s. So a nice lady who comes. I'm very satisfied with what we have thus far. We also have security, and that's very common for most homes to have security. And then we also have a driver. And I will talk about driving. Driving is also number 4 on my list. So we'll talk about driving. So that is number 2. So grocery shopping is very interesting. All the major grocery stores don't have a big parking lot. So when you pull up, there is security at the front, and you're just pulling up, and it could be a straight space, and like 2 or 3 security guards will run up to you and start directing you to the straight space. And you're like, all I gotta do is pull up. Like, the driver just needs to pull up the car. Why do I need to be directed? But everyone works from like a tip. So them just doing that and opening your door as you get out of the car, they're expecting a tip. So they're just not doing it because they're very concerned about your car. So grocery shopping. Let me just go over some prices that I wrote down, and this is not for the faint of heart. A box of Lucky Charms, $8.50. A box of Duncan Hines box cake is $5.35. Clorox, a bottle of Clorox is $18.75. Listerine for your stanky breath is $8.95, and we will just not use Listerine when we have some that we brought from the US, and we may go without after that. And then baby wipes. I saw a package of Pampers baby wipes. It had 72 in there. 72 was $10.53. Okay, so that frustration that you saw was the small generator being turned off, me losing all the light in the house and having to come outside and finish the filming. So that is what I mean when you cannot depend on it. So my husband has to go get fuel for the small generator, and the regular electric company, which is LEC, is not on. So I probably got about 10 minutes out here before I melt. So I'm gonna try to do this quicker than I anticipated. So we talked about the grocery shopping. When you go to the grocery store, someone that works at the grocery store will attempt to follow you around and push your cart, reach for things for you. And I like to see Liberians working hard. This is this person's means of income. However, it can seem kind of invasive, especially if you're used to doing your own grocery shopping in the US. And then especially, you know, we're in the middle of a pandemic. There is no social distancing, no barrier. And if you do that to every customer that comes in the grocery store, and you're doing that to me, it's kind of invasive. And so, but for the most part, I have my mask on in the grocery store, and most of the grocery stores will do a temperature check before you go in. But it is kind of invasive, and sometimes you just want to browse, and and I want to take my time, and it's harder to browse when someone is just kind of following you or standing over you. And of course, after they do that and they help you bag up your, so they'll follow you around, you go grocery shopping, you go to the cash register, they will be the bagger while the cashier checks your things in. After you get this grocery bill, which is like maybe $100+, then they'll say, and your discount was $5 and your bill will be $95. I don't know what that discount is because I didn't bring a coupon. I don't know how they come up with that. And so after they give you that discount, that person that followed you around has bagged your groceries. They will walk you to your car, and then you will tip them. And sometimes I've seen my husband even tip the cashier, which is really weird because you don't do that in the United States. But for people that don't make a lot of money, it does bulk up their income, and it does help, and they're not stealing. They're hardworking Liberians. So I don't mind tipping for people that are actually working. I don't mind tipping at all, but like I said, it is kind of invasive for someone to follow you around. And I guess I could ask them not to, but this is someone's means of income. So they walk you to your car, they put your groceries in the car, they even try to attempt to strap your child in their car seat, but they usually don't know how to strap in the car seat. Then you tip them, then the security comes around. There is like a struggle, who's gonna close my door, because the security also wants his tip from directing you. So you gotta tip him too. And so it's very cash heavy. I have not used my bank card one time. It's very cash heavy, and always have like Liberian dollars, the hundreds, in with you, because you're gonna tip throughout the day for everything you do. So that is grocery shopping. Okay, I am sweating, but I'm gonna go ahead and thug this out for you guys. I don't know if I'm built for Africa. Look how I'm sweating, and this is where I'm from. Anyway, so we're gonna talk about driving. I have not seen traffic lights that work here, which is very scary to tell you who live in the States. I have not seen a traffic light that works. There are no traffic lights. We are on the honor system. It's not unusual for you to be driving this way and to see a car coming straight at you this way, and then right when you guys are going to crash and kill everyone, he gets back in his lane. But he was only doing that to get ahead of all the other cars, and he doesn't get pulled over by the police. Modes for transportation, a lot of people that don't have cars, they take taxis, they take motorcycles, where we call pim-pams here, and those are just they act like, the pim-pams act like they're actually on a race track. They're doing some kind of derby that you don't know of. I've seen 3 crashes already, none were fatal, with the pim-pam. So anyway, and then there's the keke, which is like a small buggy type car. So that's another mode of transportation. And each one is just as reckless as the first. So that one. I'm sweaty. And then number 5, activities. So activities, There are no planned or organized activities for little kids. I have a 4-year-old daughter. There's nothing that I can take her to. There was no Halloween. Halloween was canceled here in Liberia. Well, it wasn't canceled, but it's not widespread. So she put on her costume and just looked a mess in the house. Her costume was like some kind of mermaid. Ariel, she had a red wig and she was a mermaid, but she did not go trick-or-treating because no one else does it here. So there's no organized, there's nowhere I can take her to where there's not even an open public playground that I can take her to play. So she's just at the mercy of whatever I do, which has been, there's a lot of beaches where she can go play. There's a lot of beaches, a lot of restaurants we can go to, but there are no activities. There's nothing for children. And of course there are children out of the yard that are playing kickball, they're playing softball, they're playing different things. But as far as in America, how we do you want to go to Chuck E. Cheese on Saturday? Do you want to go to the bounce house on blah, 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 blah? There's nothing like that here. And so that is number 5. That is one of our security behind me. So the last thing I wanted to say to anyone who is thinking about coming to Liberia is to practice kindness. Had it not been for the grace of God, I wouldn't have been as privileged as I am. And if it wasn't by the grace of God, I could be the one having to clean someone's house, or having to be someone's security, or having to be someone's driver, or that could be my brother, or that could be my child having to live with someone to have a better opportunity. So having said that, the way that I would talk to someone in the United States that worked under me as a registered nurse, not worked under me, but like maybe a CNA or an LPN, I would treat them with dignity and respect. And so there's no reason for me to come to Liberia and not treat my fellow Liberians with dignity and respect. So don't talk to people the way you wouldn't have talked to them in the places that you came from. I think that's very important. It's so widespread. All Liberians were humans and they deserve respect. So kindness, I just wanted to end this video with that. Kindness goes a long way. Treat those who you perceive as not on your status with respect. So I just wanted to end with that because I've seen the opposite quite a lot since I've been here. So I just wanted to end with that. Kindness never goes out of style. Kindness is always in fashion. Treat people with kindness. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go inside the house now before I melt. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. My name is Joy. My channel is She Speaks Too.